Let us take a look at the Citizens' Charter. Meaning of Citizens' Charter. Citizens' Charter denotes the commitments made by a government agency or organization towards its citizens with respect to standard, quality, time frame of service delivery, transparency, accountability, and grievous redressal mechanism. Thus, Citizens' Charter empowers the citizens to demand for the promised standards of service. Citizens' Charter develops the trust between the citizens and administration. Citizens' Charter allows service users to use government services with minimum inconvenience and maximum speed. In India, Citizens' Charter is not legally enforceable and therefore it is non-justiciable. Origin of Citizens' Charter. The concept of Citizens' Charter was introduced in UK in 1991 by Prime Minister John Major of the Conservative Party as a national program to improve the quality of public services for the people. Tony Blair's Labour government relaunched the program as Services First in 1998. Principles of Citizens' Charter. The main objective of Citizens' Charter is to develop a code of conduct for the government departments, public utilities, and service providers that are interacting with the public. The principles or elements are as follows. First point, quality. A sustained program for improving the quality of public service, that is, reducing the time taken to travel by train. Second, choice. Providing users choices wherever possible, that is, more than one provider. This brings competition and improves standards. Third, standards. Specifying the service standards and how to act when services are not met. That is, to display the services offered and whom to meet when services are not met. Fourth, value. The right to expect public service for the taxpayers' money. Fifth, accountability by holding individuals and organizations responsible and ensuring that lapses are dealt formally. That is, users expect that complaints are heard and acted upon, and also information of the action taken on the complaints. That is, complaints about delay of flight should be heard, and the provider must provide the reasons for the delay and also provide alternative arrangements. Sixth, transparency. Service providers must make relevant information available to the public with respect to rules, procedures, schemes, grievance redressal. That is, rules and procedures should be displayed in easily understandable language. Citizens' Charter in India. In India, due to economic development and high literacy rate, citizens became aware of their rights. As a result, citizens articulated their demands and expected the administration not only to respond but also anticipate their demands. As a result, first point, a conference of chief secretaries of states and union territories drew up an action plan for effective and responsive government 1996, which recommended the adoption of the Citizens' Charter for all public service organizations. Second, the Citizens' Charter was first initiated in 1997 in all central ministries and departments, followed by states and union territories. Third, the Department of Administrative Reforms and Public Grievances developed and launched website on 31st May 2002, which provides information, data and links. Fourth, the Department of Administrative Reforms and Public Grievances 2006 in the Ministry of Personnel, Public Grievances and Pensions, Government of India, initiated the task of coordinating, formulating and operationalizing Citizens' Charter. The points are as follows. First, provided guidelines to various government departments and organizations to formulate the charter. Second, advised them to create a task force with representation from users, senior management, operative staff, and the cutting-edge staff. Third, directed the departments and organizations to regularly monitor, review, and evaluate the charter. Fourth, advised the government departments and organizations to post the charter on their websites, to give publicity of their charters through print and electronic media, to create awareness among users. Recommendations of the Second Administrative Reforms Commission. The recommendations of the Second Administrative Reforms Commission was communicated to various government departments and organizations to enable them to bring out effective charters, which are as follows. First, one size does not fit all. The formulation of the charter should be decentralized activity with the head office providing broad guidelines. Second, wide consultation. The charter needs to be formulated after consultations within the organization and also dialogue with the civil society. Third, firm commitments. The charter must make firm commitments of service delivery as per standards set to the citizens. Fourth, redressal mechanism. The charter should lay down the relief which the organization is bound to provide if it has defaulted on the promised standards of delivery. Fifth, evaluation. The charter must be periodically updated with the changing times. Sixth, accountability. The officers will be held accountable when there is a default in adhering to the charter. Seventh, benchmark. The feedback from the service users must be taken into account to remove the difficulties faced by the service users. Eighth, familiarity. It is essential for service providers to make themselves familiar with the philosophy, goals, and features of the charter. Sevottam model. The Sevottam model was suggested by the Second Administrative Reforms Commission in its 12th report, Citizen-Centric Administration. It was conceived with the objective of improving the quality of public service delivery in the country. The word Sevottam is a combination of two Hindi words, Seva, which means service, Uttam, which means excellent. It means service excellence. It symbolizes the change in mindset within the government from administration and control to service. The Sevottam model was undertaken from April 2009 to 2010 in 10 departments of the government having large interaction. The departments were Post, CBES, CBDT, Railways, Passport Office, Pension, Food Processing, Corporate Affairs, Kendriya Vidyalaya Schools and EPFO. The model has three modules. First, Citizen Charter. Second, Public Grievance Redress Mechanism. Third, Service Delivery Capability. The model prescribes 7 steps. First, define services and identify clients. Second, set standards and norms for each service. Third, develop capability to meet the set standards. Fourth, perform to achieve the standards. Fifth, monitor performance against the set standards. Sixth, evaluate the impact through an independent mechanism. Later, Sarvottam was launched as a certification scheme which provides for the award of the Sevottam symbol of excellence to public service organizations that implement and are able to show compliance to a set of management system requirements. The standard known as IS 15700 2005 was developed by the Bureau of Indian Standards based on the objectives of Sevottam. The standard takes into account the sectoral and regional variations in service delivery. It offers a way to identify weaknesses and rectify and guide them for improvements in service delivery. It enables organizations to undertake systematic self-assessment for citizen-centric service delivery. Through analysis of self-assessment, practical solutions are incorporated into the organization's routine to have quality standard for public service. The reforms were taken to improve the efficiency of the working procedure of the departments. Its implementation has created a difference in the way in which the various departments of the government function. Fifth, the right of citizens for time-bound delivery of goods and services and redressal of their grievances Bill 2011 was introduced to create a mechanism to ensure timely delivery of goods and services to citizens. In the Lok Sabha on December 2011, it was referred to the Standing Committee which submitted its report in 2012. The bill lapsed due to the dissolution of the Lok Sabha in 2014. Advantages of Citizens Charter. The advantages or benefits are as follows. First point, improves. The standards set up in the Charter improves the delivery of services. Second, responsive. The Charter brings responsiveness of officials towards the public. Third, satisfaction. The responsiveness and transparency bring satisfaction to the public. Fourth, transparency. The transparency has promoted citizens' participation in governance. Fifth, accountability. The Charter brought better accountability of public servants. Sixth, engages. The Charter engages the civil society, which helps in curbing corruption. Seventh, credibility. The formulation and implementation of the Charter enhances the credibility of the government. Difficulty faced in the implementation of Citizens' Charter. The factors responsible for creating difficulty or problems or obstacles in implementing the Charter are as follows. First, not updated. The non-revision of rules according to changing times clearly shows that the Charter is not updated, that is, frozen in time. Second, one size fits all. The Charter is formulated by the head office for all departments. Therefore, there is a uniform Charter for all offices. Third, lack of public awareness. Awareness campaigns are not conducted to popularize the contents of the Charter. Fourth, routine task. The Charter was formulated as a routine task with no focus because it was an order which came from the top. Fifth, transfer. The implementation of the Charter is hindered by transfer and reshuffling of officers at critical stage. Sixth, lack of training. There is no provision for training the operative and supervisory staff. Thus, absence of trained and sensitized workforce who are aware of the spirit and content of the Charter are absent. Seventh, lack of coordination. There is lack of coordination, that is no team work between the officers and the operative staff. Eighth, stakeholders not consulted. The service users, civil society, NGOs are not consulted when a charter is drafted. It is essential to consult because the purpose of the charter is to make public service delivery citizen-centric. Ninth, wrong impression. The service norms in the charter may be impracticable. Little interest shown by service providers in adhering to the charter, and no citizen-friendly mechanism to compensate the citizen if there is a default. Complicated procedures for lodging complaints creates a wrong impression on the clients and defeats the purpose of the charter. 10th, vernacular language absent. The charters have not been framed in vernacular languages. Thus, it's essential to draw up the charter with care and concern for the service users. And no departments or organizations should promise more than they can deliver. What have the citizens got from the Charter? Let us see. First one, the citizens can get the confidence that he can be heard by the person behind the counter. Second, if things go wrong, the citizen knows what to do and whom to approach for redressal of grievance. Thus he knows that he no longer can be pushed from pillar to post. Third, the citizen knows what he can expect and demand: efficient service as per the prescribed standards. Fourth, the citizen will be able to shed his fear and passivity and be able to raise his voice against maladministration and inefficiency. Thus, the above factors clearly show that the citizen is the king and a force to reckon with.